Welcome back into Rounding Third Baseball, episode 306. We have real baseball. I'm Nick, and we have Harrison tonight. As always, how are we doing tonight, Harrison?
Fantastic, Nick. I'm doing better than the Mariners were today, that's for sure. How are you?
Yeah, I saw that score. I didn't even check out the box score to see how many pages in the local newspaper that would take up, but yeah, that was a crazy score. But
Yeah.
we have a ton of stuff to get into. The WBC. We got some out of left field questions. We got some trivia. We got a pretty loaded show tonight. But first, make sure you follow and like us on Facebook. You can subscribe on YouTube. You can also follow on Instagram, Rumble, and TikTok. You can also listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. We also have our affiliate sponsors, Logitech, MLB Shop, and Lids. You can find these links on the tops of all of our socials. So if you do any shopping with these companies, please use our links as we get a nice little kickback with no additional cost to you. Just a great way to support us creators. And at this point in time, creators everywhere need your help. So please help us out by using our affiliate sponsor links. We also have Rounding Third merch on Etsy. So we have sweatshirts, t-shirts, tumblers, a whole bunch of stuff out there. Just another great way to get our name out there and to support us. So check that out on Etsy. And also on Patreon. This is the small community. It's tight. We're still building it, still doing some work over there. But this is where our watch parties will most likely be. So check us out. You can join us for free. You can join as a paid subscriber that comes with extra perks. So please check us out over there on Patreon. All right, let's get into all the news. The big one that dropped, poor Atlanta Braves again. Jurickson Profar popped again for PEDs, 162 game suspension. This dude's career is essentially over.
Yep.
No excuse for this. There's no. We talked about it the first time he got popped. How are these guys still getting popped? Because listen, if this is, we had a guy that got suspended for a fertility drug, right? That wasn't allowed by the league. However, it is allowed by the league if you let them know it's happening, right? But this one, second offense. I got no words for this one. Unbelievable.
Yeah, this one's pretty bad. I mean, the first offense was bad enough because I mean he's taking serious stuff. Like this is not like an oops, I took the wrong thing over the counter. Then you get popped a second time. And then come to find out when the drug test came out, he just basically pieced from the World Baseball Classic team, didn't say goodbye, just packed his stuff and left, didn't tell anybody what was going on, and left the country. Like gone. They couldn't even find him to tell him like the full details of what happened. Because he just kind of like took off. He's like, okay, I'm out. So he's now over the last few years, there's been 4 PED suspensions in baseball. He's 2 of the 4. And yeah, I mean, his career is effectively over. He loses all of this year, half of last year. And a lot of the reports that have come out have kind of said, he's not even a really good guy. Like we're kind of okay with the fact that he's gone. Not known as a great teammate, didn't handle this well on the way out. I think in general, the baseball world's kind of like, all right, see you, buddy. Like next.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it comes with embarrassment, but it's all self-inflicted. I mean, yeah, it's dumb. There's no excuse for it anymore. Stupidest thing. I feel bad for the Braves. It's like they almost got suckered into this, and it was a 2-year deal. He's forfeited a year and a half of his salary. I saw a tweet. I can't remember who said it. But he's like, he should be made to give the Braves back the half a season.
Jon Heyman went like scorched earth earlier. If he had any integrity, he'd give the money back. This is a joke.
500 of all the PED infractions in all of MLB over the last few years is a very impressive stat, though.
Yeah, he's half of all your PED suspensions. That's kind of a cool stat.
Yeah,
I think his Alvarado was one, and there's somebody else that got caught at the same time as him right now.
Yeah, Curtis, just dummy. That's what it is. It's just flat out. I mean, how do you take this knowing that they test for these drugs like monthly?
Yeah.
Like
rolling the dice. I mean, you're rolling the dice, hoping that they just don't test you at the right time. I don't know. This is clearly a guy who just thought he could get away with it, or thought he'd somehow skate by. We get a comment on Instagram. I'd be curious with the 18 million that's freed up. Who do they sign late summer and a push for the playoffs?
It's a good point.
Who will the Braves turn around and use this money for? Jake on Instagram's got a great point. This is now some payroll flexibility. Is there somebody you could go out and either trade for and absorb some salary, or is there somebody you could go get?
Possibly. I mean, Curtis to put Max Kepler. Do you go out and grab him? I mean, no, he just got popped too, didn't he?
He just got suspended too.
Wait,
he's also not available.
Brain cramp. Yeah, but after his suspension's over, why not give it another try? You gave Profar another try.
I mean, they brought Verdugo in last year to kind of cover for him, and it didn't work out great for them. But I know that they've got options. Like there are other options for them that I think they're trying to explore. But it's a shame to watch this guy literally just flush his career down the toilet, trying to skate the system.
Yeah, and I can't even say it's skating the system anymore though. Like I mean, you're going to get tested. Why even try to chance it? Because this random drug testing, especially if you've already been popped, dude, they're coming after you again.
Yeah, you're on the list. You can't hide anymore.
Right. It's not like, oh, they've already tested me once. I tested positive. They're going to leave me alone, right? I should be able to do this again. I did see this, that the MLBPA is putting in an appeal, but I'm wondering if this is just like semantics. Is that the right word for it?
Yeah,
just something that they're supposed to do.
It might be them trying to protect their guy, knowing full well that it's not going to go anywhere. But if they do nothing, it looks like they're just accepting the punishment. But the fact that like when it first happened, he just packed his stuff and left the WBC camp, didn't tell anybody, didn't say goodbye to anybody, and then just disappeared. And made himself completely unavailable.
Yeah. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate this comment. Says you guys rock. We know we're pretty awesome. But thank you. Chad. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead and finish up. We got another comment on IG.
Oh yeah. I know it's a 3-strike rule, but come on, a year later, can we just ban him? And Chad, sure. I mean, at this point, I think he's banning himself. I mean, if he's packing up like you said he is, Harrison, and just going home, I don't see him coming back. I mean, and no team's gonna take a chance on him.
He knows this was career suicide. But interesting point on IG from Jake with the MLBPA appealing the suspension. What are the chances he's able to play while the appeal goes on? Because typically we've seen when guys appeal that nothing happens until that's heard. I mean, I don't think the Braves would welcome him into camp right now. I don't think they'd welcome him coming back from WBC camp. If I'm Anthopoulos, I'm looking immediately for a way to just blow that contract up and try to recoup anything I can. So I can't imagine that if that was an option, the Braves would even want him back. I think if I'm Anthopoulos and Walt Weiss and that team, I'm telling this dude to kick rocks and go somewhere else.
And there's a clause in the contract to protect him from PEDs, right? It's forfeited or it's voided or whatever.
He forfeits the year.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they can go back and claw back anything else, or if this is just the end. But it's either way, it's a bad look for him. It's a disaster of a contract for the Braves. Thankfully, they didn't pay for 3/4 of it because he was suspended. It wasn't like he was hurt. But this is like in that level of like next level dumb.
Yeah. Forrest says there should be a steroids mandatory league or give guys like Profar career options. There is. It's called the Home Run Derby X.
Or your local men's league, beer league softball.
Yeah, or men's league baseball, if so happens to be. But just no excuse for it anymore. I can't believe guys are still getting popped for this. It's unreal. You know that you are going to get caught. There's too many tests going on, and it happened too often. It's not like they're testing once a year and you're rolling the dice. Like there's guys in and out of that clubhouse all the time being like, hey, pee in a cup. You over there, pee in a cup. Oh, Profar, where are you hiding? Go pee in a cup. Like it's just crazy. It's no excuse. All right. Let's move on. Hunter Green will undergo MRI for right elbow tightness. What does this mean if the main cog of the machine for the Reds goes down?
It means it's baseball season.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like Hunter Green is perpetually out. Like, I mean, I know it's not fair to say that because we have had a good run, but I feel like a Hunter Green injury is almost like a rite of passage for the season. And we said that coming into the season during the prediction show. It's, if the Reds could just get this rotation to be healthy for a whole year together, it would be incredible to see how good they can be, but they can't do it. They can't get these guys all healthy at the same time. And Hunter Green, it's always something.
Yeah.
It's always something. And I hate to say that because like he has had some stretches, but you're just waiting on the next one because it's always something.
And it's too bad. We talked about it the last few weeks, or especially last show with the trivia questions with Andrew Abbott emerging. You got Brady Singer that had decent years. Like you have these young arms developing, hoping that Hunter Green could anchor. Now, like you said, the injuries have been an issue for him his entire career, off and on. But Reds finally had something cooking, looking good, made some, upgrades to their offense, I guess. Reds looked like they could be back in the playoffs, and we have this setback. So, again, NL Central wide open. Could this be the Pirates sliding into this 3 spot here? Does Hunter Green hurt them that bad?
I mean, I think the loss of Hunter Green hurts for sure. I mean, there's no way him not being there doesn't have an impact. I don't know that this completely knocks the Reds out of having a shot because they seem to have recovered each time he's gone down. But this is a guy who's only made 70% of the possible starts he could have made. I mean, he is a 70 to 75% time player. He's part-time pretty consistently. And they've been able to get by. Last year, he only made 19 starts and made the playoffs. So, I feel like, yes, it hurts, but it's not like their season is over because he's not going to be there. They've got a bunch of young arms, and they'll figure it out.
Yeah. Curtis, this is actually a fair point. He's not the main cog. I mean, if you're not on the field, I guess you can't be the main cog. So that's a great point. And you say it's Andrew Abbott and then Nick Lodolo. Yeah, I can't argue with that point at all. I'm with you. We always say all the time, the best ability is availability. And if you're not there, you can't be the main cog of the machine. So great point, Curtis. Chad says Hunter Green, Byron Buxton, and half the Atlanta locker room getting hurt. Surefire bets to get hurt every year. Yeah, that's where we're at. But
yeah, and over on Instagram, Jake saying it's Chase Burns' time to shine.
Yeah, it's a great point.
I mean, absolutely, it is a chance to have some of these other young guys just take bigger roles, and see what they can do. It is a shame because, like I said, I would love to see that whole rotation healthy for a stretch of time together because I'd love to see what they're capable of. That could be a rotation that is as good as the Mariners, but we don't know because they're always down at least one of the guys.
Yep.
And Chad, I think Chad agrees. Chase Burns will be that guy. And thankfully for the Reds, they do have all those young pitchers. And guys have taken the load. Andrew Abbott's picked up the load. Nick Lodolo's picked up the load. Chase Burns is going to pick up some of the load. You're going to have guys that continue to move this forward. But man, it'd be nice to see him for a whole season.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and John, but when Green is there, he's elite. Yeah, definitely not saying he's not for sure. So insane. But
maybe they should sign Giolito. They don't need another potential arm problem. They've got enough of those. They've got a whole rotation full of guys with potential arm problems.
Yeah.
Another one's not going to help.
Yeah. Chad saw Burns pitch in college. Watching on TV doesn't do his stuff justice. And that's a lot of guys around the league. Like I said, you can tell how good Paul Skeens is on TV, but when you watch him live, you're just like, this dude is in a league of his own. It's unreal. And TV doesn't do it justice for anybody, but yeah. Wild. All right. Let's switch gears a little bit, Harrison. Kyler Murray. Yes, I know this is a baseball podcast, but hang with me here. Kyler Murray outright released by the Arizona Cardinals. Now, the A's have not ruled out a possible return to baseball. This is coming out of the A's camp, right? Not necessarily Murray's, but
Yep.
the A's are like, if he would want to come back to baseball, we still own the rights to him. So, if Kyler Murray can't find a job in the NFL, does he come back to baseball?
I mean, it would be interesting. I think he's going to find a job in the NFL. There's a couple of teams I think that he was targeting to go talk with that may have a spot for him. And he may even be willing to take a spot as somebody's backup for right now to stay in the league. But if I'm Kyler Murray and I've got a chance to maybe extend my athletic career by getting out of football and going to baseball, it's no guarantee, but the dude's made money. Like, he could take some time to go work his way back into baseball. This would be a great option. Yeah, we've talked about it before. Like, it would have been great to see Bo Jackson when we saw Brian Jordan do it. Brian Jordan leave the NFL to pursue baseball full time. I would love to have seen Bo Jackson leave the NFL and play baseball full time. Or Dion, what could they have done?
Yeah.
This is a chance for a guy like Kyler to say, "Hey, I'm going to go not get my brain rattled every weekend anymore, and go play baseball," because he was a hell of a prospect coming out of college.
I mean, a lot of those NFL quarterbacks are, it's
Tom
wild.
Brady drafted by the Expos. Like, you've got, there's so many stories of these guys.
Yeah. Marino and Elway drafted by the Royals in the same year. I mean, there's so many throughout MLB history, but Dave Winfield drafted by 4 professional leagues coming out, right? I mean, it's just, it's wild.
And like Aaron's saying, Russell Wilson was another guy who had the choice of baseball or football.
Yep. Yeah. Recent history for sure. Michael, that's a great question. I can't remember what position Murray was a prospect in. I'm not even going to venture a guess, but
he was outfielder.
Okay.
Yeah, he played the outfield.
So, yeah, it was just kind of interesting how it came out, and then the A's were like, "Hey, like, if you're interested, the option's still there for you." So, kind of interesting.
Honestly, for a guy who's 28 and he's taken a beating, this might be a good opportunity to say, you know what, maybe I'll go try baseball, because this guy was a 9th overall pick in the 2018 draft. This is not like they drafted him in the 20th round as like, oh, maybe if he plays baseball, we'll check him out. Like, he was a top 10 pick because he was a stud coming out of Oklahoma. And I it's going to take him some time to knock the rust off, but a lot of those skills are probably still there.
Yeah. Mike said baseball would cut more into his Call of Duty playing time over football, though. So there's that. And like you said, he's 28. Right? How many guys are we seeing starting the minors at 28 and getting a shot at the show? Like,
yeah, I mean, we saw Michael Jordan, try to make it in baseball and fight his way through the minor leagues, and I think that Kyler Murray is in a different spot considering he was such a highly touted prospect. I think he'd probably pick it up faster, but yeah, I mean, you're looking at a guy who's going to spend a couple seasons, 2 seasons, 3 seasons fighting his way through the minors. He comes up at 31. I mean, it could be worse. Like Curtis is saying, he'd be taking a massive pay cut because he'd be coming up on a rookie contract, league minimum deal, going through the arbitration process in his mid-30s. I mean, yeah, he'd make a whole lot less money in baseball than football, but he's also made a boatload of money already in football, and he wouldn't be getting chased by guys that are, 350 pounds anymore.
Yeah. And Brandon, this is a great comparison here. It feels like it would be Tim Tebow. 1,000%.
Yeah. Same comment on Instagram from Jake. If I'm Kyler, I'd do a Tim Tebow and work my way through the farm into the A's.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not a bad idea. Like, stop taking the beating, go play a different sport. You've made some money. You're going to be okay.
Curtis makes the point back here. He'll be signed by the Jets, a fate much worse than death.
Oh, yeah.
Now, okay, if that's the case, does he say, no, thank you, New York, I'm going to baseball?
I mean, the nice thing is the baseball option is always there. He could sign with a team and hate it and bail. He could see what's out there for offers, not like them, and come and give the A's a call.
Yeah.
I just, it would be hard for a guy like Kyler Murray, I think, to go down to like, rookie ball, A ball, and start over. It would also be kind of like a media circus too, which may not be as much fun.
Right.
But It would be a cool story. A guy
would.
that reached the level he reached in the NFL, started over in baseball, and potentially makes it.
Yeah. Cardinals have to pay him regardless. Could
They
he
do.
be called up in time for a Vegas debut?
He could. I mean, we're
Possibly.
talking 28.
Yeah.
I mean, what a terrible time to be starting in baseball if you're looking at maybe walking right into the face of a lockout for a long period of time.
Yeah, right.
You get a season under your belt to knock some rust off, and you put the rust right back on.
Or gives him a year to train. Like
Yeah.
get back into it. But I'm with it. You got to play to get back into it.
If I'm him, the timing probably isn't great to make that significant career move with the labor issues in baseball. But it'd be a cool option and a cool story.
Yeah, well, the labor issue is only going to take a couple of weeks. We should be fine.
Yeah, perfect. It's totally ironed out.
I don't know if you follow. Is it Tim Kurkjian's and his son? Yeah,
I saw them today.
Do you see that clip about him talking about how far apart the sides are?
Yep.
So he's covered the game for countless years, been a part of countless labor disputes.
Yeah, he mentioned like the 81 strike, the 94 strike. He's seen some pretty bad stuff.
Yeah, and he said this is by far leagues above or apart he's ever seen.
Yep.
The two sides. So this is
not close.
No, it's gonna be long and messy. But so
yeah,
we'll see.
And for a guy like him to be so like kind of down on it, and it's not good.
No, that kind of took the wind out of my sails today. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So thank you, Tim.
I mean, he's saying what we're all feeling, but
right.
like he has like real proof behind what he's saying, not just his opinion. So that makes it hurt.
Yep, it does. All right. Vance Honeycutt. I don't know if you have seen this dude or seen the clips, but 4 home runs and 4 at-bats for the Orioles prospect this spring. He's made the most out of his 4 at-bats in spring training. And not cheapies.
Not at all. Bombs.
So out of North Carolina here, I couldn't find any pictures of him in an Orioles jersey, but kind of cool that this has kind of happened. But this is baseball, right? Pretty cool.
Yeah,
pretty cool story.
The kid hasn't gotten beyond A ball yet. He's spent 2 years in the minors. He's been in A ball. I think he was in high A last year for them. Didn't have a good season for them last year in 101 games, hit 171. I don't think that's good. Last I checked, his minor league stats have been really terrible, but it seems like he's found something at least for this week.
Right? Just absolutely insane. So pretty cool little story. If you haven't seen the clips of those, you can go find them. It's quite impressive. But
bombs. And he's a guy that the organization was pretty high on. And he's had 2 really awful minor league seasons that had them questioning if there's a future for him.
Just makes you really appreciate the different levels of this game, right? I mean, D1 college, ranked at North Carolina, high prospect, high draft pick. You get to just single A, and that's a huge step from college. So
yeah, massive.
Yeah, crazy. All right. Let's get to Andrew McCutchen. Signed a minor league deal with the Texas Rangers. So most likely he'll start in AAA. Well, actually, he'll probably start on the big club because of Rangers injuries. Let's be honest here. But signed a minor league deal. Do we see Kutch play at all in Texas this year?
I'm going to say yes. Inevitably, somebody's going to get hurt. They're going to need him up there. Or somebody's, there's going to be, I think there's always a spot for Andrew McCutchen on the team, even if it's nothing more than like a rah-rah guy in the dugout. I do feel like once he shows he's still got something, he'll be up at the big club. Is he a difference maker, an impact player? No, not anymore. But I think he's a great teammate, a really, a wily veteran, a guy who's still got something to give you. And honestly, that Texas team could use any offense they can find. So I think if McCutchen shows he's got anything left in that bat, he's going to get a shot because they need it.
I agree. Unfortunately, I am really low on the Rangers this year. Like,
Yeah.
listen, I know their rotation is good. I'd say they're good, but
Yeah.
how are they going to score runs? How are they going to stay healthy? I don't think they do. They have the track record that they don't. So I just, and I can't trust DeGrom for, as you know, I can't. His career's proven that. I can't trust Evaldi to give me a full season. Do their other guys kind of emerge? Does Jack Leiter have a ridiculous year? Like, I don't know, maybe. Josh Young's already hurt, so you have a third base hole. I just, man, the Rangers, I don't know where to go with them, but this is, I mean, good for McCutchen finding a job. I love this. I love McCutchen. But the Rangers to me are just mess, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, and I can't remember who it was. I saw a clip earlier today was saying that they feel like when you talk about some of the best pitchers in baseball this season, that Jack Leiter is going to be on that list. And I think he's got the stuff to be on that list. I'd like to see it like for an extended period of time.
Yep.
But I do think he's shown he's got the talent, he's got the arm talent, he's got the grit. He is a bit of a bulldog out there, but he's just got to show he can put it together.
Yeah. Yeah, highlights. Can't believe the way Pirates handled the McCutchen situation. I mean, I wouldn't say can't believe it because it is the Pirates. And honestly, we've kind of talked about this when we did the what ifs, a couple weeks back, is the Pirates actually strung him along for a lot longer than we thought they were going to. Like, they kept giving him the 1-year deals to kind of like, hey, we'll give you this 1 year, we'll revisit. All right, we'll give you another year, we'll revisit. So, I mean, yes, the Pirates didn't re-sign him, but was he doing anything for the Pirates? I don't know. I love the dude. I really do, but is he worth giving, the fourth 1-year deal in a row? Like, I don't know.
I mean, he's kind of a shadow of his former self. I mean, last year at 239, 13 home runs, 57 RBIs, 333 OBP, slug 367. He was okay. He was an okay player, but I don't think there's anything there that makes you go, man, we got to bring him back. And I know that there's the emotional side of it, which is like, but this is Kutch. Like, he's a legend here. Like, we bring him back until he says he doesn't want to come back. But like, this isn't the Pirates. The Pirates are trying to attempt to pivot here and not suck.
Right.
And those roster spots are valuable when you don't have, $400 million to spend on payroll. You can't just keep tying up a spot to a guy who's a part-time player. Does he still have something in the tank? Yeah, absolutely. But is he a lock to make a major league roster? I don't know. I don't think he is. And I think the Pirates realize, like, we brought him back. Maybe now it's time to move on. We got to go a different direction.
Yeah, and they've shown that they are willing to go in a different direction with the pieces they've moved. Getting an all-star in Josh Lowe, and then you sign Ryan O'Hearn, you bring in Ozuna. So the Pirates, are making moves, quote unquote, right? They're not flashy moves, but they're at least moving forward. And like you said, unfortunately, when you do that, you gotta trim the fat, right? And at this point in his career, do you bring back a 38, 39-year-old Andrew McCutchen to hit 230 for you? I don't know. I really don't. So
yeah, I mean,
it sucks, but I get it.
Yeah, it's tough because, like, he is like the mayor of Pittsburgh. Everybody loves him. Great ambassador for the game, great ambassador for the organization. But he's just not. It's not that guy anymore.
Yeah,
and you can only afford to bring that. You can only afford to keep bringing him back for so long until it's like, okay, this is no longer productive for anybody.
Yeah. Mike asks, does the deal have an opt-out if he's not on a major league roster by a certain date? I'm not sure. I didn't see the details of it, but
I didn't see that anywhere. But I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if he's still in the minors in, like, June, if he doesn't go to them and be like, guys, just cut me loose. Like,
yeah.
or
Yep.
they help move him on.
Yeah, but I mean, we've seen that before, so I mean,
Yep.
that wouldn't surprise me at all. But
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a clause in the contract where he's still in the minors on a certain date, he can opt out.
yeah, yeah. And the highlights. Listen, Andrew McCutchen gave the Pirates everything he had. Right, he was the reason they were successful during that little stretch at the beginning of his career. Pirates were relevant again. I mean, relevant. They were at least in the playoffs. Right, they didn't go deep, but they still made the playoffs.
They weren't a joke.
He was one of their best offensive players for sure. But we say it all the time: a father time always wins eventually. And it was just the Pirates are just being like, hey, like, let's not string this guy along anymore. Like, we're trying to move forward here. So, yeah, I'd rather see him in Tampa because it's close to his hometown. Okay. But I mean, do the Rays really want another aging guy on there? Like, they almost kind of have a reclamation project, you can argue, in Cedric Mullins.
Yeah,
right.
They do. I mean,
he's kind of fallen off a table.
At least Cedric is younger, but
right.
And at the same time, like, part of me also wonders, why come back, Kutch? Like, what are you still trying to prove? What are you looking for? And I get it; these guys are like junkies, like they don't know what life's like without baseball. But I would hate to see him stay 1 year too long, and like this, and go out in like a really kind of embarrassing or disappointing way, versus just go out in his own.
Agree.
Because like, what do you have left to prove, Kutch? Like, what are you looking for?
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting for sure.
But I hate to see some of these legends that hang on too long and they kind of limp out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we've talked about his borderline, ultimate borderline Hall of Fame case, right? I ultimately he's short, right? He's not going to get into the Hall of Fame. He'll be a Pittsburgh Pirate Hall of Famer, no doubt. But does hanging on another year like this hurt him?
Yeah, I mean, I hurt him. I don't, probably not help him. No, I mean, he was a 0.1 WAR player last year. He kind of brought his career averages down based on the numbers he put up. But like, he's got enough history where he's not like harming his stat line, but he's also not really improving it. He's just out there. Like, he's just still out there.
Yeah. Oh, Curtis said he'll be 40 this year. So my bad. I even undersold his age a little bit. So
yeah, he turns 40 at the end of the season.
Yeah. Wild.
Yeah,
so good for him.
Around a while.
Yep. Hopefully he gets a shot at the big club, but I don't know. We'll see. The Rangers are enough of a mess. He'll get there probably.
Yeah. It feels like Dale Murphy on the Rockies. It kind of does.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you doing this? What are you trying to do?
Yep. Crazy. All right, let's switch over to some WBC. We got a game starting here in 20 minutes that is actually tomorrow, but it's tonight.
My brain melted trying to figure the schedule out.
Yeah, so Czech Republic played twice today, but actually different days because they played last night and they play today, which is actually tomorrow for us. Or I don't know. It's weird, but
yeah, this morning was tonight and tonight is tomorrow.
Yep, there we go. All right, so
that makes sense.
Yeah. So Australia beats Chinese Taipei. Perkins and Bazana hit an absolute missile, 104 off the bat. Australia wins 3-0. The first 5 innings, if any of you guys watched it, was about 15 minutes long combined. It was just 1, 2, 3 innings all over the place. Weak contact for everybody. Then the catcher for Australia gets up, hits an Oppo Taco 2-run shot, and then Mazana makes it 3-0. Chinese Taipei threatened a little bit late in the game, but ultimately didn't score. What was your kind of takeaway from this game, Harrison?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was kind of expected. Chinese Taipei has literally no offense. They made a ton of contact, which is what they're good at, but just a ton of weak contact, rollovers, pop-ups. There's no real threats in that lineup. It's a bunch of guys just make contact. And it's hard to score runs when you can't really, split a gap or hit one out. In Australia, I think consistent with what they were last time, like they're a good team. They don't have a lot of offensive firepower. They've got maybe just enough pitching. They could stumble out of this pool like they did last time, But it's not a team that has a lot of runway in front of them, but they play pretty good baseball. And Bazana is a monster.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
gonna be fun to watch.
He made a diving play in the hole too earlier in that game. That was just it was awesome.
Yes,
Incredible.
they're every team in baseball would love to have a guy like that banging on the door of the major leagues.
Yep. Absolutely. So we'll see him in Cleveland at some point this year.
I hope so.
If he's not on the opening day roster. I couldn't even tell you who their starting second baseman is right now.
I think he's penciled in. I think the
Okay.
expectation is that he's going to be the guy. So
yeah, well, I hope so because he definitely showed out.
Yeah, they traded Jimenez, knowing that this guy was en route.
Yep, absolutely. So, and then this morning or last night, Korea beats Czechia 11-4. Jahmai Jones, I'm not even going to try that name, so we'll just go with Moon. And Shea Whitcomb hit 2 home runs. So Korea hits 4 bombs in that 11-4 shellacking. There was a home run by Czechia in the middle of the game, but didn't matter. They're already down like 9-1 or 9-2. But yeah, so Korea puts a pretty big hurt in. And this is huge, right? Because run differential matters.
It does.
Right? So even though Australia got the win, they only have a 3-run differential. Now, Korea has the 11-4 with a 7-run differential. So if Australia and Korea end up tying, Korea at this moment has the run differential and they'll come out of the pool. So that's why the scores are pretty important at this point of the WBC in this pool play.
Yeah, there's no taking your foot off the gas in this. Like you need to pile up runs to create that differential because that is your saving grace.
Yeah. Yeah, Boji Moon. We'll go with that. I like that. So yeah.
But this is what I liked about this Korea team. They make a ton of contact. They do have some guys that can get into one. They can split some gaps. They can run the bases. They play good defense. Korea is always a dangerous team. And I think this Korea team is better than the last go around because they do have some guys in there with real power.
Mm-hmm.
Last go around, they didn't really have guys with real power. They had some guys that could maybe lose a ball, but like there's some noise in that lineup. And I think this is a pretty good team. I mean, Czechia it's tough to gauge who are against Czechia because these guys are like men's league baseball players for the most part. They're plumbers by day and men's league ball players at night. So it's not a great barometer, but this is the Korea team that I expected you'd see, a team that is going to put some runs on the board because they will make some contact and they will get into some.
Yep. Agree. So we got tonight, you said it's Australia and Czechia.
Tonight is Australia, Czechia. Yep.
Okay. So be interesting to see what happens there. And then we got US tomorrow at 8 primetime. So excited for that one. Don't know if that will be much of a contest, to be completely honest, but either way, I'm here for it because they're playing Brazil tomorrow night.
You got a full slate of games tomorrow. You got 5 a.m., 11 a.m., noon, 1, 6,
and 8,
7, 8, 10. Everybody plays.
Nice. So pretty cool. All right. I got some more out of left field discussion topics. Kind of this is my brain during the week, so sorry about these questions right off the top. So here we go. Here's the first one for you guys. Tell us what you think. Will ABS cut down on total strikeouts across the league?
Interesting. I'm going to go with it doesn't make any change because I think as many times as you're going to overturn a ball and call it a strike, you're going to overturn a strike and call it a ball. And I think in the end, it probably nets out to kind of nothing. It just levels them back out. But I would be curious at the end of the year what this actually does in terms of stats, pitches. Are guys throwing more pitches because they're getting calls overturned? It's going to be. I'll be curious if there is like a measurable impact from adding this.
Yeah, Curtis says, "Don't apologize." I had this because like Wilyer Abreu gets rung up on a third pitch strike the other day, and he's already taking his stuff off, and he's tapping his helmet as he's like taking his stuff off, and he's already walking down the first base. Right, that would have been a strikeout.
Yep.
Last year, that's a strikeout. He has nothing to say. So it kind of like sparked this question in my head, like, well, could this essentially possibly cut down on strikeouts? Now, we have been on record saying how bad some of these called strikeouts are.
Yeah,
So maybe not cut down on swinging strikes, right? You're still going to get the chase,
absolutely.
but how many called third strikes? It's going to cut down tremendously, right? But I do understand it works the other way as well.
Yep.
But usually if it's overturned, it's probably not for a walk. It could be just for a regular ball, right? It might
could
not
be.
result in a walk. So I don't know. I'm going to go against everybody here and say, yes, I think it does cut down a little bit because I don't think we're going to have as much chase now, right? If the batters know the umpires have to be in this box, they're not going to chase. Right? They're not going to chase that 2 to 3 inch pitch off the plate because, oh, this umpire could call this a strike if I let this go. Even if he does, I can challenge it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fair point. Does it change their approach to the plate knowing that they've got this, to save them? Maybe. But I do think, if you've got a guy throwing a 95-mile-per-hour two-seam fastball, it's going to be hard not to chase it if it's running off the plate. Or those crazy splitters that we see, or the sliders that break 92 feet. I do think there's a little bit of a change in approach because you have this in your back pocket. At the same time, though, there's still going to be pitches they can't help but chase. But I'd like to believe over the balance of a year, this evens out. You win some, you lose some, and you end up about whole. But I would be really curious to see what this does to length of game, strikeouts, walks, pitches thrown per inning. Like, do you find that guys are impacted? Is the game really impacted by this, or are we just cleaning up some of the messes that we hope to?
Yeah. I think like one of my things that I'm going to watch for is you watch guys that have absolute command of the strike zone, right? Juan Soto, right? When we think about guys that command the strike zone, that know the strike zone, this strike zone's never going to change for him for 162 games. Like this is it. So how much more can he get tuned in to this box essentially?
Yep.
Right. And does that make him even more dangerous? Right. So for me, I think it does cut down on strikeouts because he doesn't have to expand the zone ever.
No.
And he can hone in. So that's where I was kind of going with it. But I definitely see where everybody else is going. Like, no, it doesn't change because you do have the drop and drive guys across the league. Like everyone's doing it. But I was thinking more of a guy that commands the strike zone already. When it does fluctuate, it's not fluctuating anymore. So it's going to be interesting for sure. But
yeah. And it's also going to bring back into play sections of the strike zone that typically don't get called.
Right. Great point.
Those upper corners typically don't get called. A lot of umpires let that one go. And if you look at the overall shape of the strike zone that gets called, it's more of it's got like those scalloped, rounded off edges at the bottom and the top because those are tough corners to call. Those are now in play where they haven't been before.
Yeah.
You've also got a standardized view. So I do agree. I think there's going to be some interesting learnings from this, but I heard a funny comment yesterday from, I can't remember where I saw it, but it was along the lines of, for a game that's so worried about making the game move faster, it seems like putting this in place goes against everything they've tried to accomplish.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I think there's an aspect of that, like 7 to 10 seconds, however many times a game doesn't really make a noticeable difference. No, but it is another stoppage. Right. It is another time where you're going to stop the game. And I did have an interesting take. Is there situations where if a guy is if you're in a difficult inning and a guy is getting tired, do you use a challenge, almost like a timeout, to give your pitcher a breather? Like, is it almost a way to like, hey, challenge something close so I can take a breath because I'm in a 30 pitch inning and I can't get out of it. I do wonder if you see it sometimes used in situations like that to get a stoppage.
Yeah, possibly. Curtis says gut reaction. No. Baseball history door says, yeah, the umpires were always wrong in favor of both teams equally. Yeah. Well, Chad
Yeah.
makes a good point. You have limited challenges, sort of. So how many calls really get challenged a game? And I think we hit on that last show was when the regular season really gets cranking. How many are we really going to see? Is it going to be early in the game? Are they going to be late in the game? Is it going to be in a key moment? Is that the only time we're really going to see them? Is it going to be a random call, fourth inning, nobody on, 2 outs? I mean, if it's egregious, yes, but if
Yeah.
it's close, probably not. But I don't know. We'll see. And I think it's going to be a lot of feeling out for everybody. But
Well,
we'll
and
see.
did you see the pitch that was challenged in the Yankees game a couple days ago by the pitcher? I want to say it was Luis Heel that was pitching. It was an up and away fastball to a right-hander, and Luis Heel's immediately like pointing and tapping his head and challenging it. And the catcher's like, "No, don't." And it wasn't even close. It was like inches off the plate.
Yeah.
But you saw the catcher be like, he's like shaking his head, "No," and then it gets challenged. He's like, "Crap," because it wasn't even close.
Yeah.
But I do think that's one thing you're going to see is that you're going to see managers look at the pitchers and go, "Don't you dare challenge a pitch."
Right.
Like, yeah, you don't have the view you think you've got.
Right.
And I loved, we laughed about Chris Sale saying that, I don't see what these guys see. Like, I'm not challenging pitches. I'll leave it up to the catcher. There's a lot of truth to that. The best seat in the house for the strike zone is the catcher. Let him challenge it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because Chris Sale's like, I think every pitch I throw is a strike. So yeah.
Right.
And
but, these, your head is tilted and you're falling off, and like your view of the strike zone is not nearly as good as you think it is when you're pitching.
Right. Yeah. Chad, this is a great point. It's going to be interesting to see how catchers receive a game now, right? Because framing pitches won't have impacts on any calls. That is one change I see. Now,
well, it still has an impact on the original call.
Yeah, I agree and disagree, right? I think you're still going to see some pitch framing in case, the batter doesn't want to challenge it. I think you're still going to see catchers frame because they don't have unlimited challenges. And especially if a team is out of challenges, I'm framing the heck out of every pitch. I don't care if it's 8 feet outside. I'm still framing that thing. So, so you'll still see it. They're still going to be taught to do that. But we'll see. But Chris Marie thinks, yes, it will cut down on strikeouts across the league. So I'm with you. I think it ultimately does. It might take a little bit, but I think these batters, they're professional hitters, man. They're the best in the world. If their strike zone's not changing from game to game, they're going to be able to hone in on that and adjust. So that's why I think strikeouts might be down. But
yeah, but I will say that in today's game, it's not the pitches on the edge that get them; it's the swings and misses with 2 strikes that get them.
Yeah,
These guys that take the 2-0 swing and an 0-2 count.
Yeah,
there's just too much of that. But I do think you're right. I think guys are gonna adjust to this and be able to be a little more cautious in what they go after, knowing that if it's not good, I can challenge it.
Yeah. Michael goes, where was this during the Eric Gregg game in 97 NLCS? Listen, I think the ABS was there. It just happened to be in the right-hander's batter's box. So it was fine.
It's like watch Livan Hernandez back in the 97 in the 97 playoff run. And I mean, look at Livan Hernandez his whole career.
Yeah.
Look at Greg Maddux. I mean, how many times did Greg Maddux throw a 2-seam fastball that like never saw the plate and got the call? I mean, it was, the 90s were different. It was even with all the home runs they were hitting, guys were still getting strike zones the size of a Buick.
It was wild. All right. Next question I got for you, Harrison, could stir up some controversy.
Oh boy.
Maybe not. Who is the true home run king? Sadahara O, Hank Aaron, or Barry Bonds?
This is so loaded. What? You're just trying to piss people off tonight?
I don't know. I just like I saw this and I'm like, all three of these guys are completely different, right? So
Yeah.
O has 801 career home runs in Japan. We all know Hank Aaron, 755, and you got Barry Bonds sitting at 763. So who's the true home run king here?
Whew. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can go with this one. So, I mean, obviously the true home run king based strictly on the number is Bonds. Sadahara O, all due respect, tip your cap to you, but what you did overseas doesn't matter. It wasn't Major League Baseball. And you'll never convince me that they're equal. You know, they're not the same. Bonds obviously has the most. What I will say though is when I think of like the true home run king, I still think of Hank Aaron. And I think of that because not because of the Peds and all that, but Hank Aaron did this in an era where it wasn't built around the home run. Barry Bonds did this in the era that was built for the home run. It was steroids, it was small ballparks, it was the juiced balls. Like this, his era was built for home runs. Hank Aaron's was not. And he did it anyways. So to me, I still think like when you look at the accomplishment, what Hank Aaron did to me is more impressive than what Bonds did. Now, I still think Bonds could have gone and hit 700 home runs in Aaron's time because he was that good. But it was a completely different time and stage of baseball.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue with any of those points. I don't even have an answer to this question, and I proposed it.
Albert Pujols.
Yeah, I don't know. 801 home runs at any level is impressive, and even if it is, you know, equivalent to AA, right? Japanese League Baseball, it's still 801 home runs, man.
Yeah.
That's a boatload of round trippers. That's a lot of miles you're running around those bases.
That's a few.
So, I mean, I never got to see him play, only legend, right? But 801 is wild. It's Bonds for me, man. I know all the stuff that comes with it. I have been on this podcast saying that it is time to turn the page. And we're never going to be able to start turning the page until we start to acknowledge what those guys did in that era. Now, say what you want about it, right? But it wasn't illegal in the league at that time. And he still had to do it. He still had to square it up. For everything you said about Aaron, you're not wrong. I mean, you could crown both of them, and I don't think any fan would disagree with you, right?
Yep.
But Bonds is easily the best bat to ball guy I've ever seen in my life. Steroids or not. I've never seen a swing that compact and square up a baseball as often as Barry Bonds. So for me, yes, steroids, all that stuff, but if the baseball record books has him as the home run king, he's the home run king. That's where I'm kind of going with it. But Aaron's definitely there. They're both the home run king in their own right. So I know I'm kind of straddling the fence there, and it's not really fair, but it's I don't think you can go wrong with either one at this point. Just depends on how hard up you are to not acknowledge that steroids was a part of baseball history. And at this point, it's baseball history. It was 30 years ago. 30 years ago. It's history. It's time to turn the page, acknowledge what they did, acknowledge the era, and move on.
Yeah, and I'll always acknowledge Barry Bonds as the home run king. But I feel like what Hank did is just more impressive because of the era. But at the same time, yeah, good. You know, Mike Reed did a comment. If the NL had a DH, Bonds probably gets 800. He might have. I mean, there's very few players in baseball history that hit at such a rate. And the one thing too to think about with all this too is you got Babe Ruth sitting there at 714, and that was back in an era where guys were working jobs in the off season and traveling by train, and there was no nutrition, there was no training. The ballparks were garbage, and the bats were telephone poles.
Fair.
I mean, you could also argue that, man, Babe Ruth had it really hard too.
Hmm.
I mean, and it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't help that he was throwing down hot dogs and beers, between between games and during the innings. But oh, and he pitched too. Apparently, people like when you pitch too. That's a
Yeah.
big thing right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, these guys did it in eras where it was. I mean, look at what Babe Ruth did in the era he did it in. Nobody else was doing anything like it.
No.
I mean, he was one of one back in that time.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
just it's interesting when you look at that list of the guys that were from way back. They were doing it at a time when it was not normal to hit home runs.
Yeah. Brandon brings up another name that I love. He's one of my favorite baseball players ever. Is Josh Gibson.
Yeah,
The rumors on him saying that he hit 800 career home runs, but they don't have the stats for it. So, like, Josh Gibson's all over the place when it comes to official stats, because I think Baseball Reference has him at like 200 something, but that's all that they could, officially find. I know they're still kind of working on the Negro League stats and all of that stuff, but
yeah, he's at 166.
166, and there's no way he only hit 166 career homers, but
And he batted 373.
yeah, that's just all right.
I mean-
Forrest says, I always refuse to answer this question straightforward. I always say Rafael Belliard.
I love it.
Fair.
I mean, Josh Gibson had one season where he hit 417
Yeah.
with a 500 OBP.
Mm-hmm. That's nuts.
This is a good point too from Michael, where the old rules, if the ball landed foul after it left the ballpark, it was a foul ball. Ruth actually had home runs taken away. I mean,
but he also had some added because a ground rule double was also a home run.
That was still around when he was playing.
Yeah, so I think it kind of washes out. Curtis says Aaron, and that's it. I agree. I mean, I don't disagree with anybody's take here. They're all correct. Aaron was doing some of his work during the greatest era of pitching. That's a fair point too. Yeah. 64 to 72.
The game was built for pitching back then. It was a pitcher's league.
Yeah. Chad goes numbers, Bonds, overall better home run hitter. Aaron, guy never hit more than 50 in a season, which is crazy. That goes to his longevity. That goes to his steadiness, his consistency. So, yeah.
Neither did Barry except for that one season.
Yeah.
But, you could argue that, Hank Aaron, he had, was it 1,300 or 1,400 more plate appearances than Barry. It's a couple seasons worth. Is Hank Aaron one of those longevity guys? He got to where he got to because he played forever. I know those drive you crazy, Nick. Guys like Harold Baines, it's in the Hall of Fame because he played a long time.
Yeah.
You could argue Hank Aaron played forever, and that helps too.
Right. Yeah. Brandon goes, are you doing really hot takes so we don't pay attention to if you have any spelling mistakes? And I was just looking to see if I did. I don't know if I did on this one, but I'm trying not to. But no, just thought this would be fun to kind of spark discussion with you guys. That's all. So yeah, so we're kind of split on this, which I kind of thought we would be. John Carter goes, I vote Bonds for what it's worth, which isn't much. And that's fair. I think a lot of people are in that camp, and that's fine. It's not wrong. So just like Hank Aaron's not wrong here. So, all right, next one. Who is the best player without a World Series ring?
Wow, there's a lot of good choices for this one too. I mean, I have to go with my boy Ted. Like, I still think the greatest player in baseball history is Ted Williams, and him not winning a World Series is tragic. So for me, it's always going to be Ted. I'm always going to lean on Ted. He is by far to me the greatest.
Yeah, as a Red Sox fan, it's hard to disagree with that. I'm gonna go. Man, I don't know where I mean, Griffey is way up there for sure.
Yeah.
I think that one's heartbreaking because of the season the Mariners had. I mean, 116 wins, best team, best regular season team ever, and you still don't get one. I mean, yikes. That's painful. We've talked about Mike Trout enough, but yes, he's definitely one for
Yeah.
sure. But yeah, it's Teddy for me as well. And I don't think it's close. I mean, there's other guys that we wish we could, right? Barry Bonds,
Yep.
another one. He was close, didn't get there. Ernie Banks comes to mind. Ernie Banks didn't even sniff a playoff game.
Yeah, mind-boggling.
As great as that dude was, never saw a single postseason game. It's crazy. So he's up there too.
You want to hear cool stats? So Tony Gwynn obviously falls in this category, but Tony Gwynn played in 9 career World Series games, in 84 and 98. He hit 371 in those games. The Padres were 1-8 in those games.
Jeez.
The guy hit nearly 400 in the World Series, and they won 1 game.
Oh, you guys are right. He wasn't on the 0-1 team. That's my bad. Either way, whatever. A Seattle team won 116 games. They didn't win a World Series, but still. Yeah, you guys are right. I just kind of figured he was, but yeah.
One player I didn't even think about in all this is Ty Cobb. Ty Cobb never won a ring.
Wow.
Or World Series. Did they even give rings back then? I'm not sure.
Yeah, they were like Cracker Jack style, but
yeah, they had the whistle in them. Rod Carew, another one. Like there's so many names on this list of guys that have not won a World Series that it's sad because like there's some serious legends here that never got a shot.
Yeah. And then you got guys on the other side of the coin like Yogi Berra with 10. It's wild.
Well, and think of all the guys that like played for a season and they just happened to win a World Series in that season. Like it's sad how many different ways that can go.
Yep. So Curtis goes Griffey, Gwynn, Bonds, Banks, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. But I'm with you. I think the best is Ted Williams for sure. But yeah. All right.
So to flip that on you, Nick, who would you say is the best player currently playing with no World Series ring?
I mean, I don't know if I consider him the best anymore, but it's Trout. Right? Judge?
I would probably go Judge. Because it's not Aaron Judge's fault they haven't won. I mean, that guy's done about everything he can. But I look at a guy like Judge as one of the active, kind of longer term active players without a World Series ring. That one's sad. Trout, we obviously know.
Yeah. I'm probably with you. It's got to be Aaron Judge at this moment. Right? Yeah. I mean, Trout's a shell of himself. So, I'm with you. It's got to be Aaron Judge at this moment.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, Curtis likes that vote.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. And I don't think it's close. I can't even think of another one that would even compete. Jose Ramirez.
J-Ram's a good one. Yeah.
Too early for Skeens. Never too early for Skeens, Brandon. But
I'd love to put a guy like DeGrom in there, but you can't.
It's Boone's Farm fault. I think it's Judge, closely followed by J-Ram and Trout. I think.
Yeah, because Verlander and Scherzer both have rings.
Yeah. Shohei got his. So Betts has got them. Betts has got what? 4?
Betts has got all the hardware there is.
Does he got 4? Betts has 18, 20.
Yeah. 4.
Yeah, 24, 25.
That dude's got more hardware than just about anybody.
Yeah.
I wish the Red Sox had a guy like that.
Yeah, would be nice. So John Carter flips it again on us, Harrison. Who's the worst player of all time with a ring?
Oh, God. Aaron Boone. Does he have he has a ring, right? No, those Yankees teams didn't win. He did not win a ring. That's right. They did not win. The 03, they got mowed down by the Marlins.
Man, worst player with a ring.
Oof.
Um, hmm. I'm looking up a couple names that I'm seeing if they even.
I know. I'm trying to check
Nope.
because there's so many like random guys. Like I think back to the Red Sox. You guys like Johnny Gomes, win a World Series
Yeah.
ring.
Yeah. Yeah. I was looking at like Ray Sanchez, but he didn't even make a World Series.
I mean, Will Smith, the reliever, who won a bunch. Who was we had the
Yeah.
question? We had that trivia question with the guy from the Royals who had like that one good year where he won the ring with the Royals and was like terrible after that. What was his name?
I
Oh
don't
man,
know.
Terrence Gore. Terrence Gore.
Oh, yeah, and there it is. Yeah, John just pulled it up. Terrence Gore,
Yep.
RIP, but just yeah, like a pinch runner. Pokey Reese, not a bad one.
No, not a bad one.
Bucky Dent, but yeah, I don't know. That's a good one too. No clue.
There's got to be so many guys that have like diddly for stats, but they won a World Series ring because they just were so lucky to come up
Right?
on a team that won.
Yeah, the bullpen catcher for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Don't know his name, but
Oh god. Well,
yeah.
and like think about all those like Yankees teams that were winning. How many of those guys were like, they had scrub backups and fillers and
Yeah. Crazy.
Jarvis Brown for the Twins in '91.
Good one.
Oh god, those guys. Bucky Dent.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right. And we've talked about expansion, but I want you to take a team and relocate them somewhere. Where are you going to do it? So, which teams should relocate and where?
Yikes. Okay. Which team should relocate? That is a tough one because there's a few that kind of jump out at you, but it's like, where would you put them?
Yeah. So I don't want expansion. I want you have to take two teams and relocate them. Washington back to Montreal.
Yes, I was going to say I got to find someone to move back to Montreal because I want that so bad.
Dodgers player. That's terrible. That's
wow,
terrible, Brandon. Man, oh man.
Yikes.
Wow.
Yikes.
Too soon?
Yeah, that was rough. Yikes. All right, this is pretending like there's no like rules or restrictions. We can just pick any two teams and move them.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I would totally send Washington back to Montreal because being in DC with the Orioles right there is dumb. And I would take San Diego and I'd move them to like Portland, Oregon, just to spread somebody up the coast. But San Diego is it's a market that sucks in terms of size and revenue. And we've seen the Padres deal with, financial issues because they just don't make a lot of money.
Yeah.
I think, and another one I'd love to do is I'd love to move the Rays out of Tampa and put them in like Orlando, like put them in a better place.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good one. Oh man. I don't know. Let's split up the cities. Let's take the Mets. Let's take the Mets and put them somewhere else. I know that's probably blasphemous, but yeah. How about San Juan, Puerto Rico? It's a U.S. territory. Baseball in the Caribbean we know is nuts. So why not? And then let's move the Chicago White Sox to Greenland because they're useless. But maybe
I was waiting for you to move somebody to Raleigh so you had a team close to you.
Well, my expansion team's coming, but we're not talking expansion. So
you still have a lot of hope for Raleigh, don't you?
Oh, for sure, man. I think they're a leader for sure. But no, I'd take maybe Chicago and move them north of the border. put another team back in Canada. I agree. The Washington to Montreal is a layup, slam dunk. Get them back there, please.
The move to Washington never really made sense. You just stuffed another team in an already kind of crowded area.
Yeah. So yeah, splitting up the cities. I would, Chicago, get one of those Chicago teams out of there. The Cubs have been there forever. I mean, the White Sox have been there forever too, but out of the two, I think the Cubs stay. White Sox go north to Alberta, British Columbia. Why not? And then also the Rockies need to get out of Denver, I think.
I mean, that wouldn't be bad.
No.
I'd also, I mean, Milwaukee might not be a bad idea to move them because that is a terrible market in terms of revenue. And we're seeing it. This is a team that can't invest in payroll. Right. They won 97 games last year and they made no money. How? Like, how does that happen? How do you make no money? How are you still one of the smallest markets when you're the best team in baseball? It's because it's just super small.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great one. And they've had stadium issues, right? Are they still fighting over renovations? Has that been cleared? I don't know.
Last I knew, they're still in a prolonged argument negotiation with I don't think it's the county that owns that ballpark over how they're going to handle repairs and renovations because it's falling apart. Like it's due for its maintenance and it's not getting done.
Yeah. So there's some great ones in here. Mike Reed says A's back to Oakland. Tampa Bay Rays to Montreal. Braves back to Boston. Selfish reasons. Okay, fine.
I mean, okay.
Marlins to Raleigh. I mean, that's not a bad move. They can't sell that ballpark at all during the season. I mean, we're going to see it packed during the WBC, but that's the only time we see that ballpark full.
Yeah.
LA Angels to Portland. All right. Get them out of Anaheim there.
Anaheim's not a bad market if they just had a good team. Although we did find out their fans don't care about winning, so maybe not.
Yeah. Facts.
It's not important.
Brandon says move a team to Iowa and their home field is a field of dreams. And he'll choose the Rays to do that. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Yeah. Love it. All right. I want to throw this out to you guys in our live chat. I think this would be absolutely incredible to start a fantasy baseball league with you guys that are on this show right now, listening. If you guys want to start a fantasy baseball league, I am all for putting one together. We already have one started, but I'd like to have one separate for you guys that keep coming back, episode after episode. I think it would be kind of really cool to, keep track of it during the season. So if you want to do this, send me a message. We'll get it all kind of set up and we'll keep track of it during the year. But I thought this would be pretty cool if we could get something like this going for the show audience.
Yeah, it'd be a good time.
Yeah. So yeah, just send me a message on Facebook Messenger and we will definitely get it going. So pretty cool.
Love it. Can't wait. Maybe I'll win because I've not done well in our other league.
I won last year, so I thought that was pretty crazy. But
I went from second place in the league, then I lost 12 in a row and fell out of the playoffs. I'm not sure. I don't even know how that happens, to be honest.
Well,
I don't even know.
You stop keeping track of it, but yeah,
I mean, I
love it.
I picked up Bernie. I was picking up guys like crazy, and I just, for whatever reason, I just ran into that buzzsaw every week.
Me directly or the page? You can just message the page, Mike. That would work the best. All right. So Harrison, I've kind of taken your career path trivia and kind of put it in and smushed it and it's team stats. So it's their career path kind of, but they have their stats for each team that they played on laid out.
You also stole my background while you were at it too. So
I did. You're welcome. When I put in baseball, this is the first one that pops up. So you're welcome. So, all right. So you'll see this first one. Here we go. So which player is this by career path stats. So for the Reds, 812 hits, 104 homers, 373 RBIs. For the Orioles, 66 hits, 11 home runs, 42 RBIs. The White Sox, 8 hits, 1 home run, 8 RBIs. And then the Cardinals, 2 hits, no home runs, 3 RBIs. Who is this player?
So this guy was basically just a Red.
Basically. Mm-hmm. Not Jason LaRue. That's a great guess. It's not Jason LaRue.
There's no years here. So like what? How far back we going?
It is Chris Sabo, Brandon.
Oh, wow.
Nice job. It is indeed Chris Sabo. Nice job. Yeah, years might have helped a little bit. Maybe I'll do that on the next one. But I think you'll get most of these. Some of them are going to be polls, but I think you'll get most of them. Who is this player by career path? Team stats. Expos, 1,427 hits, 220 home runs, 823 RBIs. For the Mets, 542 hits, 89 homers, 349 RBIs. Giants, 62 hits, 9 homers, 27 RBIs. And for the Dodgers, 61 hits, 6 homers, 26 RBIs.
Yeah, I'm with Brandon. This has got to be Gary Carter.
It is indeed Gary Carter's silhouette's kind of a dead giveaway there.
Yeah.
It is indeed Gary Carter. Nice job, everybody in the chat.
Yeah, that mix of teams, it's kind of like, yeah.
Yep. So nice job. All right. Who is this player by career path? Team stats. Tigers, 970 hits, 51 homers, 265 RBIs. Expos, 134 hits, 4 homers, 39 RBIs. And for the White Sox, 179 hits, 4 homers, 49 RBIs.
Ron Karkovice.
Good guess. not enough homers with the White Sox.
No, that's true. Interesting stance too.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking the stance could help give it away.
Oh man.
We played from 74 to 82 was our career span. It is Ron LaFleur. Nice job, highlights.
Wow.
Nice work.
That's a hell of a pull.
Yep, nice job. It is LaFleur. Yep. Too many home runs for it to be Rafael Belliard there, Michael. But, yeah. All right.
Forrest brought him up, and now you're stuck.
Yep. All right. Who is this player? Rewind. Who is this player's career path by team stats? For the Reds, 1,275 hits, 71 homers, 466 RBIs. Yankees, 563 hits, 49 homers, 251 RBIs. Braves, 252 hits, 28 homers, 115 RBIs. And then the Mariners, 53 hits, 4 homers, 27 RBIs. Yes.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what? And then as you see the lot, okay, it's like, okay, now I got it.
Yes, Michael got it. It is indeed Griffey Sr. Nice.
Ken's dad.
Yeah, Ken's dad. That's what Harrison put in the private chat. Good. Yep. Nice job. Hal Morris, not a bad guess. Joe Torre. Yeah. So Ken Griffey Sr. All right, here we go. Who is this player's career path by team stats? Expos, 114 hits, 3 homers, 42 RBIs. Marlins, 216 hits, 10 homers, 64 RBIs. Orioles, 57 hits, 2 homers, 25 RBIs. The Cubs, 1 hit, 1 homer, 2 RBIs. Might be my favorite stat line of this whole entire
I was just
thing.
gonna say what?
The
Great.
cool thing about that
A
last
guy with
one,
less than 4 career hits.
yeah. So this guy, that Cubs line, he scored 4 runs for them that year. They had 1 hit, 1 homer, 2 RBIs. This guy played from 91 to 96 and then was out.
Wow, short tour.
Very short tour. Short tour.
Oh man.
We are a second baseman, third baseman, and shortstop. Switch hitter. Let's see. He was rookie of the year. He was 5th in rookie of the year voting in 91. Look at that. Brett Barbary is correct. Highlights and John Carter at the same time. Nice job. Man, you guys impress me every single show, dude. It is absolutely insane. Nuts. Yes, Brett Barbary is absolutely correct.
We could have been here all night, and I don't think I was going to guess Brett Barbary.
Yeah. Man.
Wow.
You guys. Wild. All right. Got a few more for you. Who is this player by career path team stats? Expos, 709 hits, 49 homers, 265 RBIs. Rockies, 300 hits, 27 home runs, 128 RBIs. Red Sox, 115 hits, 8 homers, 47 RBIs. Yep.
Has to be.
Yeah, we've brought this guy up a few times on the show too. He's been like random trivia questions for us. Is that your cousin or something? Good pull.
Yeah, I always thought his number with the Red Sox were better than that, but
yeah,
I forgot he just wasn't there that long.
Ellis Burks is a great guess, Chad. It's not Ellis Burks. Curtis, you're with the Ellis Burks train. It is not Ellis Burks.
Wow.
Yeah. It is pre-04, Greg. Yep, it's before 2004. This guy was a second baseman. That might help a little bit here. I don't really know what other hints I can give you other than that. He had a pretty famous segment on This Week in Baseball one week because he walked around the city of Montreal and nobody knew who he was. Sorry, that sticks out.
That's right.
It was so funny.
So awesome.
Yeah. Oh, we are quiet in the chat. Did I stump him? I might have.
He always had the pine tar stand on his shoulder, right, from the follow through.
Oh yeah, I think a few of them did during that time. Who's Justin Turner definitely does. He's the one that sticks out for sure. Yes, Michael, you got it, and John Carter just got it too. It is Mike Lansing. Nice job. There you go. Oh, here they come. Wallach. No, Wallach's a good guess. Steve got it. Mike Lansing, John Carter, and Michael. Yes, Mike Lansing. All right. Here is the next one. Who is this player's career path by team stats? Pirates, 2 hits, no homers, 1 RBI. Athletics, 622 hits, 111 homers, 374 RBIs. Red Sox, 510 hits, 113 homers, 352 RBIs. Angels, 168 hits, 27 homers, 88 RBIs.
Interesting. So really A's and Red Sox.
He made a pretty big impact with the Pirates, Harrison. What are you talking about?
I mean, yeah, both of those hits were probably huge.
1 RBI, baby. Let's go. Dave Henderson is a good guess. Not Dave Henderson.
Right-handed?
Yep.
So it's not like a Jeremy Giambi or something.
Nope. A little bit earlier than him.
Okay.
This guy is known for his 4 body parts.
Oh.
Yes. Carney Lansford is a great guess. It's not him. Yeah, he was one of our picture puzzles, like way back in the day. That was like 2 or 3 years ago that we did all those picture puzzles.
Yep, I remember this one well.
Mm-hmm.
The 4 body parts.
Yep. Yep, not Carney Lansford. Those are great. That's great guess. Not him.
I kind of forgot about the Angels.
Yeah. This is. There it is. Curtis got it. It is toe, knee, arm, ass. So Tony Armas. That's the 4 body parts.
Nailed it.
So nice job, Curtis. Tony Armas is correct. All right. I got 2 more for you here. Who is this player by career path, team stats? Phillies, 482 hits, 14 homers, 172 RBIs. Rays, 176 hits, 9 homers, 60 RBIs. Angels, 45 hits, no homers, 16 RBIs.
A guy with 23 career home runs.
Yep.
You couldn't have given us somebody easier.
No, it was just whatever name popped into my head. You're welcome.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. This guy was a shortstop, and obviously the Rays probably give you the time frame, so I'm gonna throw that out there. Eisenreich's a good guess, not Jim Eisenreich.
No. Phillies to the Rays.
This guy was a switch hitter. Steve got it. Kevin Stalker.
Oh,
nice job.
Okay.
Yep. Kevin Stalker is correct. Nice.
I was trying to remember the infielders they had kind of early on. It's like, man.
Yeah.
It's not Pat Burrell. No, it's not Pat.
No.
Pat the Bat.
I mean, the teams almost line up, right? For Pat.
They're not far off.
Phillies, Rays. Did he play for one more team other than the Rays, or was it just those 2?
That's a good question.
I forget.
Oh, San Fran.
San Fran. That's right. I knew there was a 3rd team. I couldn't think of it.
Yep.
So nice. Yeah, nice job, Steve. So that was Kevin Stalker. All right, last one I got. Who is this player's career path by team stats? Brewers, 257 hits, 60 homers, 162 RBIs. Athletics, 555 hits, 159 home runs, 423 RBIs. And then Rangers, 8 hits, 2 homers, 5 RBIs.
Is this Mr. Consistent with the 247 batting average?
Yes, it is for sure.
Yep. I was looking at the line going, and then the follow through. I'm like, oh, I know what this is.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. 247.
Yeah.
Was that 4 years in a row?
It was 3 or 4. And then like I think the year after that he missed it by like 1 point. I think like it was insane. Let's see here. We had a 247 batting average in 2015, 16, 17, and 18. Yep. In 2014 he was 244.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It is indeed Chris Davis with a K. Nice job, John Carter. Chris Davis with a K.
I think chat's a little concerned that people like Kevin Stalker cross your mind at night.
You don't really want to know what crosses my mind at night, but yeah. I mean, I'm up late, and when I'm trying to think of like just random dudes that I can do this with, that's what I go with. So
yep.
Curtis got it. Chris Davis, nice. Yeah, right. So yeah, those were kind of fun to put together, and I was like kind of a mix of like the career path trivia that you've done, Harrison, but like put the stats in there too to show like how long or how good they were on specific teams. So thought that would be kind of fun to throw some of those in there for sure. So those were a blast.
Yeah, very cool.
Let's see here. What do we got? Do we have an update on the score yet over there in Japan?
Oh yeah. It is currently where? Oh, I just lost it, of course. It is 1-0 Czechia, top 3.
Oh, all right. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's go, plumbers and electricians.
Yep.
Let's go, average Joes.
Yeah. Thank you, Curtis. Appreciate that. So I love putting trivia together. It's a lot of fun for me. It's like my creative outlet, but like making it fun for you guys. So thank you. Appreciate that. Tuffy Rhodes and Curtis Pride are my random guys. Yeah, so
good ones.
Like
Curtis
random
Pride's
guys,
a good one.
Ones that stick out to me, like Ray Sanchez always sticks out in my mind. I don't know why. Maybe it's my WGN days when he was with the Cubs.
Yep.
He sticks out for me. Yeah, I think next time I'll put in the years, Brandon. I think that's good. I mean, you guys still did pretty well with it. So maybe I will throw some years in there as well. But yeah, that was fun.
The random player I always come up with is Luis Alicea. He's like the random name that always just pops in my head.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's
Rico Bronya.
Rico Bronya is a great one.
Just because I love the name.
There's a guy on Instagram that does a couple of videos. He's like, go ahead, just name a random baseball player. And the comment section is just loaded with just random baseball guys. And you're like, oh my God, I haven't heard that name in forever.
Yeah, we should throw one of those out on our page, see what we get.
Yeah, goodness. There's just so many. But all
Nicky
right.
Morandini.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Nicky Morandini is a great one. Let's see. Any other random ones? I mean,
Paul Hassenmacher. That's a good one.
Yep.
I could sit here for hours and just throw out random names.
I was a Doug. I don't even know how to say that. DeCenzo?
Is that DeCenzo?
DeCenzo?
I don't know.
Love that. Boof Bonzer.
Yeah.
Boof. Love Boof Bonzer.
Love some Boof.
It's like I love that one.
Pat
what's
Rapp.
that? Yep. John Van Landingham.
Oh God.
Yeah, there's some great ones out there for sure. So I don't have anything else, Harrison. Do you have anything else for this evening? Any other news? Gredzalonic, and I think you nailed the spelling, Michael. So nice work on that.
Gredzalonic. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, So you can keep making fun of my spelling since you just nailed that one. So nice work. But yeah, anything that the chat wants to bring up, anything that you want to bring up, Harrison, that we have not covered yet.
Yeah, so that it might be worth bringing this up. So article came out yesterday, written by The Athletic, so The Athletic took a poll of baseball fans, and more than 2/3 of MLB fans support bringing a salary cap to Major League Baseball because they do not like what is happening in the game right now. So more than 2/3 of fans are on the owner's side with needing a salary cap, which gives you a pretty good sense of where the fan base feels baseball's gone. And they view this as, obviously huge support to the ownership group, but also a sign that the players and the Players Association really are out of touch with the fans. And that was always the sense all along.
Well, I mean, think about it. Even us diehard fans that would love to go to MLB baseball games can't afford more than maybe one a summer. Right. And like you put a salary cap on it, that's going to put a cap, I would think, sort of on ticket prices, right?
Yeah.
Essentially, it would trickle down. Like fans are tired of spending $800 at the minimum to take your family of four to a baseball game.
Yeah.
right? That's a
Yep.
lot, man.
Yeah, it was over over 14,000 respondents. 68% said they were in support of bringing a cap and floor system to baseball.
Yeah, and that's really not close. That's not close to a
No.
split vote at all.
No,
That's a landslide.
27% were opposed to it, and 5% didn't care either way.
Yeah, that's a landslide in my eyes.
Yeah,
That's overwhelming.
14,000 people and 68% are for it. Yeah, that tells me that you have overwhelming support of the fans to go push for that.
Yeah, because it's affecting their wallets just as much as the play. Well, I wouldn't say just as much. I could argue probably even more than the players.
Yeah.
The players are still going to get paid.
They are. It's just a little different.
Mike, you don't think the cap would trickle down and cap the ticket prices off? If a team can't spend over a certain amount of money, you don't think that would cap the ticket prices at all? I mean, yes, I mean, I'm not saying the owners would drop them, but they wouldn't be $400 a piece, would they?
I mean, no, I think there'd be less pressure on them to try to raise ticket prices like they have been.
Right.
They're not going to also like cut the price in half because like, oh, look, we don't spend as much money.
Right.
But
I'm not saying you're going to go to a game for $5. I'm being realistic here, but like, yeah.
Yeah, but the pressure to raise ticket prices would not be as high.
Right. That's all I was trying to say. Just said it poorly. That's all, as usual. But yeah, I mean,
it gives more teams a chance to, participate equally and also maybe not lose money.
Yeah. So are you for a cap personally or not?
I was always against the cap. I wanted a more punitive luxury tax. But I've now taken the stance of it's time for a cap. The discrepancy is so large now between the Dodgers and everybody else in terms of revenue that you can't solve that any other way but with a cap.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. My thing is like, are the owners really split on it or not? Like, I want to know where all the owners kind of stand right now. I'm not even worried about the MLBPA at this point. Like, where are the owners? Yeah, where are the owners at this point? Are they together? Are they a unified front? Are they split 50-50? Are they split 60-40? Like, what's the deal there?
Yeah, and there's not been a clear direction as to what they want. I mean, Manfred even said the other day, like, we've not said we're going to propose a salary cap, but obviously we're discussing amongst the ownership group what our best proposal is. But that tells me that it's not universal, because it probably isn't. I mean, if you're the Dodgers, you don't care. If you're the Yankees, you probably don't care. I think it's probably one of those where you've got 25 owners that want it and a handful that don't care either way. But to me, that's enough to push it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think I'm with you. I think it is time to cap it because these contracts they're not even feasible. They're like non-existent. They're like make-believe contracts. They're so high that it's like it's unfathomable money. Like, it needs to be capped. It needs to be taken care of. But yeah. So JT says tickets are still going to go up. Then your teams that will pay the luxury tax without thinking about it. So, and that's the other thing, JT, we're talking about is if you do have a cap, a luxury tax is no longer. Like, that's it. Like, you go above that number, it is harsh penalties. Right. So I don't know. I think the MLBPA and the owners constantly have bad PR, like no self-awareness. And that's just MLB in general. We've talked about that numerous times about how they don't market their players. They don't have great PR, period. Even when they're not fighting over contracts and stuff.
Well, and what's interesting is always MLB that looked bad and the Players Association looked good, but now with the whole Tony Clark debacle and the internal fighting, and now, this this poll coming out of fans, the Players Association now looks like a mess. It looks like they're disconnected from reality. And I will say, and David Griffin even kind of said it, the players aren't in touch with the fans anymore. You know, a lot of them, there is no signing autographs. There is no hanging out with the fans. There's not that same level of interaction anymore. And I don't think the average Major League Baseball player has any idea what a baseball fan actually wants. I just don't think they know.
Yeah.
You know, gone are the days of the guys like Joey Votto who'd stand at the top step and chat up anybody in the seats. You know, that doesn't happen anymore. These guys just, you know, they're not out at signing events. They're not out at local things. They're not in the communities like they used to be. And I don't think they know. And I think you're seeing right now how far out of touch MLBPA and the players actually are with where the fans are.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a lot of that. I think putting up the net barriers too to protect fans from foul balls has also restricted access to players, right? I mean, like I said, I went to the Pittsburgh Pirates game last summer, and kids are down there at the field, and you should see them trying to get balls to field level and stuff for players to sign. They can't. Like, players are trying to sign through the net or squeeze it underneath the rope.
Trying
that's
to throw stuff up over it.
Yeah, and then some 40-year-old douche comes in and steals it from a kid. It's just like, I mean, it's so hard. Like, I get fan safety, I get that completely, but in the same breath, you have blocked off access to players. So it's, you know, it's a double-edged sword there. But Steve said he'd keep the luxury tax and make it super punitive, dollars, draft picks, etc.
Yeah, I don't hate that. You know, it's got to be more than like 100% penalty. Make it like a 150%, 200% penalty. Lose draft picks at certain thresholds. You know, lose, or not even draft picks. You know, take away international signing money, limit their ability to sign free agents in the future. Like, I always thought a super punitive luxury tax was the better solution. But I think the Dodgers are proving to us there's really not, unless you're going to make it like insane, which is basically a salary cap, which they'll never go for. There's not really a limit they won't work within.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's already penalties in place, right? Or I mean, can they just?
Kyle Tucker's costing him $120 million a year.
Yeah, and
that wasn't punitive enough.
Yeah, they don't care. So
it's just money. They make so much more than the rest of the league that they don't care.
Mm-hmm. Right, and still come out in the green.
Yeah, they're still going to make money, or break even with a payroll of $500 million after luxury tax.
Yeah, wild.
So it's
But yeah, anyways. It's not going to be pretty. But anyways, all right. I got nothing else. Chat, nothing else. No.
I think we're done.
Yeah. All right. Well, a lot of WBC action tomorrow. I'll see what we're doing tomorrow night. You around, Harrison?
I certainly could be.
Maybe USA watch party?
Totally possible. Just
right.
A quick update. Australia's up 3-1 now on Czechia.
Dang. All right. Well, so keep your eyes out tomorrow. We might do a USA watch party here. You know, obviously the game won't be playing on the stream, but we will be watching it and just kind of commenting and talking about whatever. So yeah, we'll kind of cut it a little bit short tonight with plans of coming on tomorrow night during the USA game. You're welcome to come on and join us. Even if you want to come on the show on camera with us, if you want, definitely send us a message. We'll send you the link and you can come on for the watch party with us. So we'll send that open invite to you guys listening now. So so yeah, so if you want to do that, I'll probably be on 8:30. I know the game starts at 8, so we'll be on somewhere around that. And Harrison probably join us whenever you get the kids to bed.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll see if, like I said, if you guys want to come join us on the stream during the game, more than welcome to send me a message. And otherwise than that, we'll see you tomorrow night. And then if not, we'll see you Sunday night at 9 p.m.
Sounds
See
like a
ya.
plan.